welcome back. And we're moving into our second conversation for today as we find out more about the Rotary Club of Belize and why you should be a member. We have with us on set Adrienne Young. She is the club president, and we have Sheridan Gonzalez, who is one of the members. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Well, it's so nice to see you guys. And Sher, you've got that Friday look on. You're ready. It's a beautiful Friday. And you know, Rotary is something that we've been hearing about a long time ago. And a lot of people would want to be a part of it, but they probably just don't know how to be a part of Rotary. So before we get into how to be a part of it, tell us a little about Rotary.
Okay, well, Rotary is basically a community service group. It's the youth arm, I'd say, of Rotary. I know a lot of people are more in tune of what Rotary is,
yes.
you know, and who they are. We are basically, they're our parent club, right? We're a youth arm. We're for ages 18 to 30, and we focus more on community service and personal development. Of course, with other aspects of the club, but those are the two main things that we focus on, of course, with international relationships as well.
Wow, excellent.
Tell us about some of the projects that you undertake. Sheridan?
Some of the projects that we undertake is that we have a food hamper drive that we do once a month. We get some groceries together and we take it to a area that is in need. We also do a food hamper drive for Christmas where we take food from our homes and we take it out to people that can't afford.
Yeah.
As well, we do toys drive for the kids that can't afford toys for the Christmas. We also do breakfast for the homeless.
Yeah.
That's about it.
We also have a few more projects. I know that every year we do a back to school drive. This year we were able to, well, for this school year, we were able to do a bigger project than what we usually do because Westrock actually sponsored us this year. And we usually give 50 school bags to a school, but this year we were able to give 150 to the students of Ebenezer. Since we got sponsorship for that program, for that project, we decided to sponsor an entire preschool, which is Sunshine Preschool, and we provided all the little kids there with all their entire booklets, their school bags, everything they needed for school.
Nice.
So those are two of the bigger projects that we've done over this year. And like Sheridan said, some of the projects we do are very small, but very meaningful. Like Christmas Day, we take food from our homes and our kitchen and we plate them off and take them into the air on Christmas Day and give out to people who are less fortunate to not really have that Christmas meal. So we take it from our homes to them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sheridan, why did you choose to be a member of Rotary?
I choose to be a member because community service is something that I like.
Nice.
I enjoy giving to people once I can,
Yeah.
and I find it in my heart that it's something very nice to do for people that can't afford what I have.
Yeah. How long have you been a member?
I have been a member for about 9 months.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And tell me what has been your favorite activity so far?
My favorite activity is feeding the homeless and also doing the toy drive for the kids.
You know, a lot of people might say, you know what, I'm sort of, I shy away from being a part of clubs because it takes a lot of time. Tell us about the time that you...
Well, for Rotary, that's something that I always stress a lot on. For over the years that I've been in Rotary, time is a lot of commitment, especially in Rotary, because I like to say that we're not just a regular youth group, you know, we're like a family, and we have we do a lot of things together. We have meetings every Friday night, and for a young person, yes, we have meeting tonight. For a young person between the ages of 18 to 30, you know, that, you know, after work you're tired, you want to go to happy hour, you want to do something with your friends. Well, our Friday nights are a little different. We have to go home and get ready for meeting at 7:30, and meeting finishes around 9 every Friday. So that's like in your schedule now that every Friday now I cut off a lot of things because I have that commitment.
Which is good.
Yeah.
And a lot of people join, but they stop because of the Fridays or it's too much commitment.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, why don't you switch to 2 meetings a month? We're like, no, it's every week. Because we have projects going on and we need to discuss all of that. But to be a part of the club, all the projects, you know, we have rules that are passed down to us by Rotary International that you have to attend 60%. So of course you have to be really committed to the club.
Yeah.
If not, you get a letter that you cannot be a member, you cannot continue because you're not fulfilling the requirements of being a member. So the commitment is a big thing. The time, it's a lot as well, but the more you get into it, it becomes like you actually look forward to it and you want to go. It's not like you're wasting time or you don't want to go, something that you actually want to be.
But that's such a great, and especially if you start at a young age, that's such a great great preparation for adulthood, because you have commitments, you have to fulfill them.
Yes.
On the days that you don't want to, in addition to the days that you're looking forward to it. Adrienne, you've been a part of Rotaract for how long now?
This year is gonna make 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's some serious commitment on your part.
Yes.
And now you are the club president. Obviously, that's a whole new realm of responsibilities.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about that.
Well, our Rotary year starts in July, July 1st, and that's when I became president. And basically, it's been a lot of dedication.
Yeah.
Like what Marlene said earlier, sometimes that you're tired and you don't want to go, but you have responsibilities.
Yeah.
I have to be there every Friday.
Yeah.
I have to lead the meetings and the way the meetings are set up. So it prepares you a lot. It makes you grow professionally as well.
Of
A
course.
lot of
course.
I have to speak. I have to lead the meetings. So of course, at work, I have to learn. I do better public speaking when I give presentations. It helps me. So it all builds with your professional growth. And that's a part of the club purpose. Besides, we're doing community service. We're also preparing ourselves or developing ourselves professional growth.
The social part of your life. But after, for 8 years, there must be that love that you've got for it. And
Yes,
that's
of
one of the
course.
things that we've seen. And when it comes to grooming your new members, though, after 8 years, you're probably one of the longest standing members of the Rotaract Club. What is it like grooming new members?
Well, that's the interesting part because, of course, being in the club so long, you see a lot of new members coming. Some come, some leave. But it's always exciting to get someone new at meeting. We're always excited to see someone come in and, introduce themselves that it's their first meeting. So right away, we get their number, we get their email so that as they start, we're right there like, hey, remember meeting next week?
Yeah.
We're not going to lose you if you're we're going to keep you motivated. We're like, hey, remember meeting next week? And stuff like. So when they come, we try to look at what they're good at. So the minute they start, okay, someone is good in the computer, graphic design. Hey, we need a flyer. Would you like to do that for us?
Yeah.
So that they feel like they're needed and they're appreciated in the club.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, what's the size of your membership now?
I'd say, well, this year, we're fortunate enough to have some very committed prospects and that turned into members. So we have about 18 to 20 active members at the moment.
Yeah. And how difficult is it to become a member of the club? Is it invitation only? Can anyone show up?
It's basically by invitation, but however, if they're interested and they send us a message on our Facebook page, we have a Facebook page, that they're interested, we ask them a little about themselves and then we send them an invitation that, we have a meeting on Friday night, you could come on over.
Yeah.
Whoever is speaking to them, because we have a publicity director that deals with that page, or if they contact me, because just about 3 weeks ago, someone contacted me, like, who do I speak to join Rotaract? And I'm like, well, I'm the president. They're like, okay, well, I guess I could speak to you. And they just told me about themselves and, that they were interested. So I said, well, hey, come to meeting. I'm inviting you. And they came, they showed up. They've been to meetings like 3 times already.
And tell us about your experience. How challenging was it to move from prospect to member?
Well, for me, it was a bit challenging because I had to be committed, but I was slipping up. I missed 2 months of meeting.
Wow.
And when I got back, I did what I had to do in order to make up back for the 2 months that I missed. And when we had our intercessor dinner, that was when I got inducted as a member, and I felt happy to become a member.
Yeah.
Because now I know that I have more responsibility and that I need to be more committed, because someday I would like to be the president of the club.
Nice. That's so great to hear, Sheridan, to have goals set out like that. It is such a positive experience being engaged in groups like this. It does a lot in terms of how you're giving back, but so much of your own personal and professional growth can take place. you obviously have friends who probably want to get together on a Friday night or on a weekend when you have to go and do one of your projects. What do they think? Or how do you explain to them this commitment that you've taken on?
Well, I just tell them that I have my project to go and do for Rotary, and sometimes they be like, everything you talk about is Rotary, Rotary. I say yes because then I like what I do.
Yeah.
So if you want to go, then they can go, but I will be committed and go and do my project.
Good for you.
But have you told them, you know what, this would be a very good venture for you to join?
I always try to recruit them, but they seem like they're not
They like their
interested.
Friday night.
Yes.
That's all right. Sometimes
have
things are
Saturday
only
night.
for the committed persons.
That's what I always say. Rotary is not for everyone because the commitment, is there. The dedication needs to be there, and everyone who wants to join, I don't fail to tell them that. I tell them from the get-go, if you don't think you have the time, then it's not for you because you have to. For example, our membership process, you have to attend 3 meetings consecutively.
Okay.
You're a guest on the first 3 meetings of the club, and on your 4th consecutive meeting, you become a prospect of the club, which then means that we're starting to monitor your dedication.
Yeah.
The executive board, of course, we start monitoring how well you participate, how you work as a team, and all of these things, your participation with projects. Do you attend them and so forth? Are you early? And things like that. So based on your performance, you become inducted within maybe 6 to 8 months. It could be less or it could be more, depending on how committed you are to the club.
Yeah.
All right.
What's the age range that you have currently with the club?
I'd say we have a good mix of students and working people right now. I'd say the average would be about 25, of course, with younger and older, but average about 25.
So what happened when you turned 30?
Well, when you turn 30, basically, Rotary was created to transition you into Rotary. A lot of members don't transition into Rotary. However, that's the goal, that after you've went through Rotary and you become 30, you've been groomed to quickly transition to be a Rotarian. That's my goal. A lot of people do plan to do that, the age range that we have now. So some of them stop before they're 30, life happens. Some of them have kids and they decide that that's where their focus will be, and that's okay, that they've given their time. They have served their time. So, but for those that do stay, the goal is to go into Rotary.
Rotary is, of course, internationally known. You've got your Rotarians, your partners in different places, different parts of the world. Is it the same for Rotary?
Yes, it's very much, very, very the same. In almost everywhere there's a Rotary club, there's a Rotary club. They sponsor it. So actually it's one of their rules that they're supposed to at least try to sponsor for the youth aspect of Rotary. So there's clubs all over the world, if not all countries of the world. And we have a lot of international relationships. For example, in this month, on the 26th to 29th, we have a bi-district conference in Costa Rica for Central America. And this is where all the countries, all 7 countries from Central America, come together, and we celebrate the work that we've been doing for the past year, and we select the best Rotaractor for the district. Belize is a part of our 250, which is Belize, Guatemala, and Honduras. So every year we have a national conference where we select our best Rotaractor, the rookie, or project of the year, and then we take this to the bi-district conference to vie for it for the entire district. Last year we won Best Country.
Sweet.
It was the 2nd time we've won it since they started the award. We won it in 2015 in Guatemala, and last year in Salvador we won Best Country. So we're hoping to win Best Country again.
You want
in
a
Costa Rica.
three-peat.
Yes, we want to win Best Country again. We have, I think last year we brought home Rotaractor and Rookie of the Year to Belize as well. So we're looking for those again. We're looking to go for our awards. We're looking to showcase what we've been doing in Belize. And when we go to these conferences, it's amazing because we learn not only what we're doing, but we see the impact that we have as as a movement in other countries. The projects that they're doing, the impact that they're doing, what we're doing in Belize, what they're doing in the other countries. It's like, put that all together and you realize, okay, I'm in something way bigger than just my club or just my country.
You know, and I can only imagine how it must be inspiring to meet leaders, young leaders from all over the world as well, who have the same passion that you do. So that's really a great opportunity. What's been the most surprising benefit? Like, you signed up for Rotaract, you didn't realize this was going to come along with it. Tell me.
The commitment.
Okay.
The commitment to all these projects.
Yeah.
But I still make the time for it.
Yeah.
Because it's so amazing
Yeah.
to be there helping people, knowing that in the end these people are going to appreciate what you did for them,
Yeah.
and that is something that I would like to grow on, to grow on me, with people appreciating what I can do for them.
All right.
Oh my God.
I think for me, one of the things that was a surprise is the relationship that you get to build, and like this year we had a project for the club where we, as you guys know, I think if you remember me, I bake as
Yeah.
well. So
Yeah.
I decided to use my skills and I trained some single moms for my club. We trained them how to bake, and so that they could start up their business, you know,
Yeah.
learn how to self-sustain themselves and their family.
Yeah.
And when I do projects like that, you know, the impact that you're making with the people, and they remember you, and
Yeah.
when they see you, they're like, or sometimes they just WhatsApp me randomly, look at this order I made, and I feel so happy, and I'm so proud that they're actually taking what they've learned
Yeah.
and what we could have done for them, and
Yeah.
they actually use it. So I'd say my social skills and my professional growth has been one of the biggest benefit of being in Rotary.
Awesome.
Definitely. I could
And
actually-
that's actually the best sales pitch that you need
I know,
to tell
right?
people. So once again, let's talk to the people who are interested in joining. How do they get in touch with you? How do they become a part of Rotaract? And perhaps what qualifications should they have?
Okay, well, let me start off with the qualifications,
Okay.
because a lot of people look at the club and they're like, oh, we get this a lot. I don't join because all rich people in that club, and
Yes.
we
That's
get
the main
because
misconception of it.
it's something that it's always been there for years.
Yeah.
Our club has been in existence going for 40 years next year.
Wow.
And it's something that has always been there. No, it's for rich people. No, it's not. It's honestly not. And one of my favorite quotes I've always told my members, you don't have to have a lot to give a little.
Yeah.
And that's the way we work. You know, you don't have to have money to say, you know, some of our members are students, they don't have a job. Qualifications, it's just that you have to be passionate about wanting to make a difference and wanting to make a change.
Yeah.
There's no real qualifications to say you have to have this amount of education or this amount of
Yeah.
certificates. It's none of that. Just your passion.
The age range, the passion, and the commitment.
Yes.
Yes, and of course the age range is 18 to 30.
Okay. And you have a Facebook page that people can contact
Yes,
you at?
it's Rotary Club of Belize City. You could send us a message on there, and either myself or publicity director will get to you and answer all the questions that you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're interested in joining, they're gonna give you all information of where to meet up and what Friday would be convenient for you.
All right.
Well, thank you for stopping in and sharing
Thank
with
you,
us the
thank
work that you
you.
have been doing. And we really hope that more young people will choose to get engaged, because it
Yes.
obviously does so much in terms of developing you and gives you an opportunity to give back as well.
All right.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you too.
We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll be joined by Jenny as we talk about different parenting styles. That's coming up after the break.